After the pressing, the must was placed inside the skin of a small goat that was sewn so that they were sealed and were filled with must. The wine was carried down the subterranean cellars.
The cellar that we're gonna visit now, correct? And these were the pellejas. All right, let's go to see a cellar. Well, so this is the cellar, right? How does it work? Because it is scary by only looking at it.
The pellejos coming from the lagar were carried down to the cellar through these stairs. Now, when we get inside, we will see a small room that was called counter, as it was used to count the number of pellejos that were put in to know how many liters each family have brought into the cellar.
These cellars were made starting in the 16th and 17th centuries.
That's it, since the 16th century.
There was no electricity then, no heating, no air conditioning, nothing. Are they very deep? How deep they are?
We have calculated approximately 17 meters of depth. The interesting thing is that the cellars maintain a low and stable temperature and a stable humidity as well. These are three crucial aspects to properly conserve wine.
You're maintaining them as they have always been. You have not even installed a handrail and there is no electricity. How did you see inside?
With candles. We place candles down the stairs and down there. To show it, we place candles on top of the barrels.
Which is how it was done in the past, right? With the candles helping in case you run out of oxygen from fermentation, to avoid lying inside forever.
Yes, if you saw the candle going out, it was time to leave.
A curiosity of these constructions is that due to the humidity underground, it is very important to have a constant flow of air through the cellar. And how do you achieve this? There was no electrical mechanism to achieve this. What was done was to build a chimney that goes from the outside all the way down to the cellar, and the cellar door has openings allowing the air to get in, move down the stairs and leave from this chimney and these holes here. This air is in constant movement and takes the humidity out of the cellar. This is why these constructions have survived.
This is a flat area, but in reality it's corrugated, not that flat. I assume that the aspects here with the vineyards in a place so cold, you have it facing the sun, you get more heat than otherwise. Is this important here?
Yes, it is very important. We look for two things here. First, we have a river nearby. It is the Duero, and in this location an affluent, which is the Riaza. This is the lower altitude. Then we have the higher area of the Páramo. We look for terrains in the middle of the hill, between the lower and higher areas, and that the hill is facing south or southeast, because when the sun rotates, it irradiates more. It distributes the sun's irradiation much better and during the hours of exposition.
Gets more light. In addition, in the middle of the hill, the soil will be more superficial.
Correct. We look for poor soils for a quality vineyard. For quality vineyards, it is not of interest to have soils where you can plant crops like potatoes or beetroot. Those are the ones that you find in the lower areas in the valleys. We try to recover the original viticulture, a viticulture of respect, natural, where we don't use herbicides or pesticides, where all is made manually, because we want people to know the vineyard, to care for it, and to know when something is wrong and to be alert. There is little mechanization. We want all the fertilizers in the vineyard to be natural, to come from the vineyard itself, leftovers from pruning, buried cover crops, fertilizers coming from animal manure, from sheep and cows. You can smell it from here. Moreover, this helps the economy of the region. It maintains sheep herding, for example, and a series of activities that we are losing, leading to the depopulation of the area. This one is more than 100 years old. This vineyard is the oldest we have. It comes from our great-grandfather. It is more than 100 years old, and it shows the old architecture of the vineyards of the past. This is not done now. Currently, plantings are done in a different way. What was done was a mixture of varieties, primarily Tempranillo Tinto Fino, the most appreciated Tempranillo here, with Garnacha, Albio, Malvasia, Bobal. It's a blend made in the vineyard.
But you do select the albillo because you do a monovarietal of albillo.
In this vineyard, we don't. Here we mix everything to make a particular wine. But in the other vineyards, we do harvest the albillo separately, and with it we elaborate a very special white wine.
The centenary vine concentrates. It produces less, but concentrates flavors, the sugar, everything.
Yes, it is approximately around 6 or 7 times less productive than a normal vine. That's a normal vine in Ribera, which already has a very low production. The product is ridiculous. This, together with the unique clones found in this vineyard, makes the wine very different.